Hey friends, it's Neil with Window Effects and Tint Masters, here to teach you the first level of tinting, to be able to do 2 front windows and all the tools that you're going to need to get the job done correctly. So first thing we got right here is a red dot alpha knife, and then you're going to get some carbon steel alpha blades right here, the 9 mils. All right, some people don't know how to load these up, so I'm going to show you how to do that. Some people would think it's common sense, but when I hire people, they still have to understand how to do the first step. So the knife kind of goes in like that as you hold it, and then you're going to put it in the hole, slide it in, and I have people putting it in this way for some reason. It flips to go the other way, so you can slide a knife in and out. And the proper way to break off a knife after you use it, as you can see there's different levels to it, is to pull this off, turn it sideways like this, and then you're just going to snap it and then put it back in. That's the first thing you're going to need in your tint tool belt. All right, the next thing we're going to talk about is when you clean a window. So these sheets come in sheets like this for a scrubby pad to clean the window to prep. So I already have them cut, but they come in a full sheet, the best to buy a bunch of them, and then cut them in squares you can use to scrub the window clean. Now on newer vehicles, we want to clean it with that, but sometimes when you're removing glue, or it's an older vehicle, you're going to want good 1-inch blades, and you could use a blade holder, or you can throw away your blade every time, but we use blade holders. All right, so you're just going to load up the blade, slide it in like so. You'll clean the window, and when you're done, put it back in. There's only a couple vehicles that you can't use razor blades on, and like a Lexus NX 300 or 200 is one of them. But you can use this on everything. You want to just be careful that you don't go right on the top edge and then you don't scrub over the black dots. Sometimes you can cut a window, so just be super careful, but you're going to need that in your tool belt. Also, your main squeegees you're going to use to squeegee the windows. You can get these on Amazon. I know they sell all kinds of ones that you're going to overpay for, but I use these for probably 2-3 months at a time. They're great squeegees. I like the handheld one. Fusion Tool makes one of these, but again, it's cheaper. Just as good on Amazon. This thing just slides in there. I keep that in my belt. If you got bigger hands, you may want to use a tool like this. That's why I got one of my guys uses that, but I like this handheld one a lot better. All right, for getting the water, so the squeegee gets the water, is cleaning, and it gets the water out of the middle windows. To get the water out of the side sweeps, you're going to need these 2 tools right here. This is a Platinum Easy Reach, and this is a Tri-Edge Plus with a squeegee on the end. Now I'll tell you, in all the years I've been tinting, for 14 plus years, this is the best tool that you will ever buy. It's the best because it doesn't scratch when you put it down in the sides and slide it down the side. You never have to scratch. This one gets into thinner door seals. This one gets in 95% of them, but sometimes it's tight and you got to use this one. But if you use this, some people use these all the time. This is an awesome tool, but you got to constantly get sandpaper every day and sand that down really good so it doesn't scratch. If not, you're going to scratch a piece of tint and have to throw it away. The great part about the Tri-Edge Plus, it never scratches a window. So those tools are a must. Now I keep these in my top right side of my pouch here so I can kind of separate. This is a felt car for sometimes getting water off the top edge. It again won't scratch because it's felt. You can get these on Amazon. I keep that in the side pouch. Okay, next we got the little chiseler. All right, what this thing's for is if you get tiny little specks of dirt like here and there, I would say if you get over like 3 or 4 of them, you need to just rip the tint off and redo it. But if you got a couple little ones, you can use the corner of this and kind of rub it out, put a little heat on it and rub it out. Also, you can use your fingernail. It doesn't scratch the tint. I use my fingernails most of the time, but some of my workers have no fingernails, so you're going to need a little chiseler. But this is an absolute must. All right, next thing is, when I cut out my windows, I double cut the windows. So instead of doing 1 at a time, I overlap and do 2. So I use this marker to trace out the sides and the bottom, and I factory cut the top. So metallic marker, an absolute must. So it always stays in my middle pouch. Plus, if you get a little speck of dirt and you can't really see it when you're trying to pull it down and get it out, you can take this off, circle it, get the little speck of dirt out, put the film back on, and you get like an alcohol wipe and clean off the Sharpie marker. But this is an absolute must. All right, next thing is you're going to need 2 types of tape. So this is a rough surface Scotch tape. So this really sticks to those side felts. Like if you're tinting 2 fronts and it has felt on the sides and not plastic, you're going to want to tape them up, otherwise that felt gets in your window and contaminates your window. So this is for all felt windows. However, if you're doing a removal and a retint and you put this on and then you remove the film, it gets wet after a while. And by the time you go to retint, this will fall off. So then you're going to want, if you have a retint where you have to take the film off and then reapply and it has felt windows, you're going to want to use Tyvek tape. So Tyvek tape you can get at Lowe's, Home Depot, and what you're going to do, this comes a little thicker, so you'll kind of pull it out and then you're going to cut it in half because you just need to put it on the sides of the window, so you don't need one like that wide. So these again are an absolute must. All right, and then last, but most importantly, is going to be your soap mixture. Now, there'll be a lot of controversy on what to use in this, and some window tinters say, oh, I've used this forever. I've used all kinds of different, from Joy to Dawn to Johnson to Amazon Basics baby shampoo. And what I will tell you is you want to use a very gentle soap. It's not about how the soap slides. It's about how it cures and the reaction that it has to the glue, to the adhesive that's on the different window films that you're going to use. So you want a really gentle soap so it doesn't react. Like Dawn is great, but it's a degreaser. So you got to be careful using these products, and they could break down your glue throughout the year with your window film. So I use a gentle soap, and the Amazon Basics, you get a 4-pack. It's a lot cheaper, and it's the same exact stuff as Johnson baby shampoo. So you can pick that up. You're going to want to fill your water bottle up to about right there, maybe a little higher. And all you're going to do is squirt it in there like 1,000, 1,000. Just 2 squirts, 1,000, 1,000. On a humid, hot day, you may do 2.5, maybe 3. Your window might slide a little bit more. On a colder day, maybe a tiny bit less, because when it's cold, the window doesn't really want to stick. But pretty much our rule of thumb here at Window Effects, teaching you with Tint Masters, is 2 drips, 1, 2, and you're good to go. And then you're just going to shake it up, and there's your solution. So these tools are your absolute must to start out. We're just talking about doing 2 front windows, because learning to master and tint a whole entire car is just at a more advanced level. When you're starting out, basically you should be doing SUVs and trucks, learning how to master 2 front windows. So here at Window Effects, when we train someone, they are mastering front 2 windows for a month solid until they're perfect at it before they move on to other things. So those are essential tools that you're going to need to tint a pair of fronts. Guys, if this video was super helpful, which I'm sure it was, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. We're going to have more educational videos with tools, how to tint, and all kinds of other educational things about how to run a business and find customers. So this channel is going to be great for you if you're starting out with window tinter, or you're even an advanced window tinter and you just need a couple tricks here and there. So again, make sure you like and subscribe our channel. We appreciate you, and we're here to help.